For centuries, the Church of a Million Lights has stood unopposed in the Celestial Federation. They gave breath to humanity and spoke liturgy over the vessels that carried us into the stars. But now, they have become false prophets. Here on Gna, the people are poor. They subsist entirely on the farming of this planet's land, most of which is sent planetside to Frigga. They toil, tithe, and still his radiance demands more. And now he has decided that if he can't collect his coin by faith, he will take it by force. Today, we stand firm against the approaching storm. We will throw back their so-called crusaders that seek to take our tithes by force, and we will atone for our sins. We will fight my clerics, and we will pour out our holy wrath on those that would seek to destroy our home. Hello, brother.
Hello, Destiny.
Did we do something wrong?
Let's say if you were walking down the street and you're talking to your friends, and then suddenly you weren't looking where you were going, and you trip over this very large rock in the middle of the road, and your friends all laugh at you, and you're angry. But you're angry at a rock. Did the rock do something wrong?
No.
The Pontifex are the same way. We did not do anything wrong. There was just a misunderstanding.
I'm assuming that Disciple is here to help me remove the mural.
Of course not.
This is your last warning.
You do not steal from those that have little.
And you do not keep the signs of our faith from his radiance. Our Justice Fulfilled lets out a couple of warning shots out into the farm fields. And beloved, they start a fire. And there is a fire encroaching upon your clearing between the two orchards. So, Brother Light.
Instantly, I'm stressed.
Yeah, you are seeing these mechs. I've already described them. These harvesting mechs with their, sickle harvesting arms. And the flames that are spreading across the orchards towards your mirror-like pond. What do you do?
Oh, boy. Oh, you know what would be interesting? I think, what was my mech's name? I think
the Guardian of Serenity.
I think the Guardian of Serenity shoots out a bunch of the chained feathers in a line along and starts, digging a moat across the field to try and stop the fire from spreading.
Okay. You see one of these large machines turn towards you, and you see pieces of its back open up, and spraying out of its back are these small, what is that sport where it's not a ball that you hit, it's like tennis, but you hit a feathered thingy? Badminton. They shoot out these things that look like the badminton orbs, where they have this metallic sphere head, this spike underneath, and then it has these metal fins that rotate almost helicopter-like, and they it fires off a bunch of these off of its back, which then the fins start to spin, they light up, and they start flying over the trees, and out of the nozzle, it starts dropping out, like, flaming liquid onto the trees.
Oh, no.
They start moving towards you.
Yeah. I think to try and, stop all of the badmintons from coming down.
I think they're deforestation drones, which are made to, like, safely do dry burns in, like, heavily wooded areas to keep fires from spreading out of control, is what they're usually for. But I believe that in this case, with these farm/harvesting mechs being, shoot, I'm having a really hard time thinking of words today. Not commissioned. Commandeered. Commandeered for warfare. I think they have been opted for a different sort of use in this scenario.
I think along with trying to stop the already pre-made fires by, like, trying to dig around it to make sure that the fire won't spread, now he has to try and stop the new fires from happening. And so, like, another set of wings are trying to shoot down the little drones before they can start a new fire.
These drones, which I've just decided have been named Fireflies.
Oh, no!
Oh, no!
As you're shooting down these first ones, you see the backs of the other harvester mechs opening up and releasing more of these Fireflies into the air. And these ones, some are coming at you. Not all, but some are coming at you. And these mechs are, like, turning and beginning, like, a plod march in your direction.
I will say, I do think that Beloved would be helping.
Oh, I got an idea.
So,
Yeah, Beloved was in the area.
Yeah, so I think Beloved
and I tried to help you with your area, too.
Yeah, so she would be helping, so that means you get a roll.
Oh, good. I get 2 dice.
Yeah.
Now's the time to roll.
I'm thinking Brother Light is going to be trying to have the Guardian of Serenity use, like, wind power to try and blow all of the Fireflies at the mechs as a kind of, like, bombarding explosion.
That would be pretty cool. Let's see you roll.
Okay, I've got 2d6s. One of them better work. Oh, one's a 5. I can add... what can I can add 1 to... I can spend a Righteous Fury to make it a 6.
Mm-hmm.
You can.
That's not too much. I could do that.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's not that bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For once, that's actually a really good one.
The Guardian of Serenity, like, flies up into the air and starts flapping its 3 sets of wings, and, like, it starts to create this hurricane that sucks in all of the Fireflies, and then with one final flap of all of its wings, it sends them all flying at the mechs. And it explodes them.
It blows him up.
They go kaboom.
Yeah, great. Yeah, the Guardian of Serenity is made for... is a powerful machine. These mechs are not made for warfare. They are not made for this. They are, like, farming and fire safety, irrigation, harvesting. These, like, we get these shots of the Fireflies exploding upon contact, the glass panes on the front shattering. It doesn't take long before, like, joints are being stripped off or arms are damaged, various guns, and before long it becomes relatively easy for the Guardian to make short work of them. Well done.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So far, Jamie's the only
Success.
one that has kept any of this.
I got 2 out of 3. I'm so afraid for the last one.
Well, so far everyone's failed once, so like...
Yeah. Over the following weeks, the war doesn't get worse, but it begins to become almost normal. The news about your group, the Hallfast Parish, begins to spread, and slowly news of what you all are doing begins to get out to Frigga. And there are like news updates. We see shots of Frigga, this snowy city that has this one large subterranean city built in these hollowed out volcanoes and earthen catacombs. It's a beautiful town full of these tall buildings, both carved into the stone and carved out with all of these colorful banners and streamers. Like all of these bright splashes of color spread across the city. All of these, we see these projectors putting up video onto banners. We see buildings that have large news screens that are giving reports. There are sections in the street that are putting up holograms of newscasters and various preachers giving their thoughts about the developing situation on Halfus. And people start to take notice about what you are all doing. They start to hear about what you believe. That the church is there to encourage bonds between people and to bring a level of protection, morality, and wellness to its flock, and that it is, in some people's opinion, failing to do that. And this message starts to reach the ears of everyone planetside and eventually starts to spread out throughout the solar system.
I am concerned.
Meanwhile, on Halfus, it is a daily struggle. It is a daily struggle to stand up for what you believe in and deal with the small skirmishes that happen daily. But it's continuing. And it seems like you're beginning to make headway. Kilson.
Yes.
Tell me about your fig tree.
Oh no!
Oh no! It's another plant.
Why did we all choose a plant?
It was all our second ones.
I could go with the young teen.
No!
I figured I would save that, but okay, if you want the young
No,
teen.
fig tree fits.
Fig
Okay,
tree
there
fits.
we go.
We're just like,
So the fig tree is a tree that Kilson planted when they were very, very young. So they've raised it and watched it grow alongside them. So it's got these huge sprawling branches that cast a lot of shade, and it's a really nice place to just hang out and stay underneath it. In fact, it's near one of the monasteries, so like people probably hang out underneath it without even knowing that Kilson was the original one to plant it there. But like most fig trees, it's gives, probably more than one harvest of figs a year, and anyone can come by and take some fruit from it if it's in season, and Kilson's like happy to have this piece of them to share with everyone around them.
All right. Where is Kilson at the moment?
I'd say by now, I'm assuming the one who judges with mercy is probably fixed up.
Yes.
Because it's been like couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Time,
like a decent amount of time has passed, and I don't think it was that terribly damaged at the first. It was like crippled in that fight, but not in a way that wasn't quick to repair. Yeah.
No, I think it was probably more designed to be easily taken apart and fixed back together. in that case, I think Kilson and Judge are probably patrolling the city just because it's such a regular thing now. They'd probably be patrolling around the outside, not through it.
Yeah. You see the morning glory kind of hovering in the air. Its wings spread out in such a manner that the light catches them, and its horned head with the star across its face is staring down at the colony.
Judge readies her staff.
It spreads out its arm, and its tail kind of coils like a scorpion tail and opens up, and the point begins to spin slowly, and it unleashes this bright, thin beam of light, and it just bisects the town in half.
Ooh.
Yikes.
Oh, okay. I don't care what Rowan's gonna be doing. I'm gonna be helping.
Oh.
It looks like a child drawing with a crayon on like a map. Is it just tracing this laser beam across the city?
That's a yike from me.
That's a yike from all of us.
One yike for each of us. Handing that out.
I think only one person can help. Let me check.
No, it just says if an ally spends a righteous fury to help, they have to spend one and then they get a die.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think it matters how many people help.
Sure. No, yeah. If
Yeah,
it doesn't
I'd
mention
say
it.
if it's cleaving through the town, I'm also helping.
Yeah.
Which I am down to 5 now. Welcome
Yeah.
to the compassion vow.
Also, I believe, I don't know if we mentioned the pilot's name last episode, but I would like to say that the name of the Morning Glory's pilot, the priest inside of it, their name is God's Voice Trembling.
God's voice trembling is a bitch.
Yes, we don't like God's voice.
We get a shot of inside the Morning Glory of them just, staring dead-eyed at a screen that they are tracing their finger across.
They're a bitch.
It looks like they're, not getting any amount of personal joy out of this, but they're going to do it.
But they're still not feeling anything.
Nah.
They're a bitch.
Yeah, so Judge is going to leap up into the air and try to intercept that beam with their staff and their own beam to kind of counter it.
Ooh, the laser fight?
Yes, laser
Oh my
fight.
god.
Mid-air laser fight?
We've got the Voldemort versus Harry Potter,
Oh, no.
I think how Brother Light is going to be trying to help is that he also gets into the Guardian of Serenity and they fly up into the air and he's going to try and wrap the chains around the Morning Glory to try and constrain it so it can't fight.
And I was gonna say, on attack is going to be happening. You said it cleaved through the town, right?
Yeah, it's drawing across the town.
I'm gonna say that on attack is getting people out of the way so that they
Good.
those two can focus on fighting the Morning Glory because the Huntress is a lot smaller than the other two, so it is a lot easier for her to maneuver around and get all of them out of the way of the people.
Okay.
So that is how she is helping.
When the two laser beams from the Guardian and the Morning Glory meet, it's very clear that the Guardian has better firepower. Not the Guardian, the Judge. Sorry, that the Judge has better firepower, and so the tail just suddenly snaps closed, and the Morning Glory's wings collapse onto its back, and it just starts dropping out of the air to avoid the attacks and the chains that the Guardian is firing off at it. And as it's dropping, two segments of its thighs open up, and it pulls out these, like, metallic chrome hilts, which it flicks on, and flaming blades burst out of two of them. It now is dual-wielding flaming swords as it drops
Listen.
towards you.
This person is multi-classing, and it's not fair.
Fuck's sake.
Paladin and Ranger.
As it's dropping towards you. Dude, I need something snide for, trembling to say. What does trembling say that's really snarky?
I'm gonna make you tremble.
No, that's more, that's horny.
Are we flirting or fighting?
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay,
say.
this is a mech anime. You know full well it can be, a thing can be two things.
It's true.
Very true.
Yeah, he went from having one spear to two swords.
His tail was his spear last time.
Yeah.
Like, the tail snapped off and turned into a spear. Oh, I know what it is.
Oh no. I don't like
All
that.
of your comms turn on, and you hear Trembling just reciting a prayer for those being excommunicated from the church
That's a
as they
bitch
drop towards the judge and Kilson with the two flaming swords.
That is such a bitch move. Oh my god.
With assault, though.
What you gonna do, Kilson?
Come
Well,
on, Kilson. Fuck him up.
Judge is also going to drop down to fight with them.
Oh, they're dropping towards you. You're below them.
Yeah,
Oh, I see.
Yeah. they're like dive bombing you from the air.
All right. Yeah, Judge just points their, well, it's not a spear, it's a staff, so, like, can't
It's a
exactly
staff.
point it at them, but
Would you just blast them with a laser beam just head on? Just
Yeah,
like,
they're-
all right.
they're in the sky, it's not like I have to worry about hitting anyone.
Fair. All right. That, I think, is a good place to roll.
You got 3 dice.
You got 3.
And Judge is also, like, they can choose how wide the radius of this beam is, so they're
Yeah.
dope.
going pretty wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This isn't like a one stream that they can dodge to the side of. This is a cone almost.
Yeah.
So am I rolling
This is
3
a 6th
dice?
level spell.
Yeah.
Yes, you're rolling 3 dice
We
unless
did-
you want to spend Righteous Fury points to add another one, but 3 dice is pretty
I was
good.
gonna say 3 dice.
Yeah, hopefully. Unless
What happened?
What happened?
a 2, 2, and a 1.
What?
You tipped on a door.
Can I spend another Righteous Fury to give you another die?
Nope. At that point, it is in Kilson's hand to start sacrificing Righteous Fury.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Here's
Oh,
what
no.
happens. Here's why the cone doesn't work.
Oh fuck. I just realized it does say only one ally may help.
Oh fuck.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't
Well-
matter anyway.
Well, we
You
can
know
take
what?
away one of the 2s, yeah. Here's why the cone doesn't work. When it is such a widespread beam, it's less powerful of a blast.
Fair.
And so as it's dropping, the wings suddenly refold out and fold up in front of the face and act as like a shield. And it just plows into you, and it just, like, the 2 machines crash into each other and just, like, bounce through the town. Like, they bounce through a building that we see has been, like, cleanly cut in half, and it just crumples together. And you skid, like, leaving this, like, long trench-like crater. Like, you skid close to the fig tree, but not, like, right in front of it.
Probably leaving
and-
a couple of the scrolls behind too.
Yes, probably. And as you are
Sticking out of the
struggling
ground.
to get up, the scrolls are like writhing like snakes, and the Morning Glory is just up, and it's just cutting through the scrolls with the 2 flaming swords. You're just twirling them like dancing batons.
Stop blowing holes in my ship.
Yeah.
Also, I
basically.
realized I'm literally playing the mage.
Yeah.
I have no defense.
Do you want to lose the tree, Or do you want to burn 4 of your 7 righteous fury to succeed?
Don't do that.
You would be left with 3.
Yeah, don't do that.
That's
You have
not...
a whole other thing to do. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You already lost one, though.
I know. But they're still just objects.
It's true.
Yeah. Not a person yet.
Not yet.
No.
Yeah.
I'll take another holy wrath.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
I'll add another holy wrath
Kilson
to you.
is very mad.
And I will mark off your fig tree. The scrolls, one of them manages to wrap up around the flaming sword and just, like, extinguish it and crunch it and rip it out of the Morning Glory's hand. And so what happens is the Morning Glory just, like, leaps up into the air, and the tail, like, turns back on, and it starts lashing. And the laser just is, like, cutting across the town again as, like, this angry cat tail, like, flicks about. And just, it happens to cut the tree just cleanly in half, like, bisecting it from the top and the bottom, and it just falls over. It just happens to. It's not even necessary. It's not on purpose. It's just a moment. And then he drives the second flaming sword into the thigh of the judge. And he finishes the prayer. And there's a moment of silence. He leaves the comms on. And then, I don't suppose you're planning on stopping.
No. My name is Kilson, and that is exactly what I'm going to do.
Oh!
That was badass!
The Morning Glory tilts its head. And I've decided its wings are, like, pink now. Like, they glow like a fuchsia pink, I think. And it flutters its wings a little bit as it, like, starts to lift up into the air. And I think there was, like, a raid happening around this the whole time. I don't think they just dropped out of the sky randomly. But I think the battle is starting to wrap up, and they get the signal to return. Maybe a signal flare goes overhead and explodes into the shape of a constellation. Since the Church of a Million Lights worships stars, I think they probably use constellations to communicate.
That is the coolest way to use signals.
Like a firework goes off in the sky and forms a specific constellation. And Trembling goes, "This is the second time I've bested you. Next time I won't leave you alive." And the Morning Glory bends down and, like, traces its finger along a scroll. And it beeps a signal to the judge, which the judge then receives and files away. And then it leaps up into the air. It spreads out its beautiful, like, fuchsia pink wings that, like, probably, like, sparkle in the light as the sun begins to set. And then it just, like, takes off into the sky, leaving the flaming sword in the judge's thigh.
I'm sorry, what did you do to my Mac?
Sorry, that seemed very sensual.
That was way too...
Horny mechs?
I know.
Well, I just commented that it's a mech anime. We all know fights are also flirting, and so I was like, but I don't think Voice Trembling is flirting with Kilson, and I'm like, oh, I know who's flirting. The 2 robots.
Oh, no!
Oh,
I don't like that.
I love that. 2 lovers across wars. They know they can never be together.
Shut up, this isn't Romeo and Juliet.
Judge, please.
Compose yourself, Judge.
I mean, you tell me, does Judge, like, is the hate flirting, like, working for Judge or not so much?
Hell if I know. Kilson's going after the guy, not the mech.
Kilson just, like, angrily taps away at their computer to try and find the letter the love letter that thing left.
Yeah, which scroll is it written on?
It's like a really old, like It's like the Morse code equivalent of a winky face emoji. I don't know if that's a thing, but like that's what it feels like.
That's horrible!
Oh my gosh.
Morse code? Did he mean like binary?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the binary like winky face. There we go.
That is horrid.
Gilson just squints at one of the scrolls.
Okay. Joking aside, there is a shot of Kilslin like in this pile of metal scrolls, just with this tree that's been chopped down, and a building that has a red scar across it that's just glowing. And you feel holy wrath bubbling inside of your chest.
Kilson walks to their tree, and they pick up one of the fallen fruits from it and pocket it away to maybe one day replant. But for now, it's not the time.
Oh, that's very sweet and good.
I have so much anxiety because it's my baby golden deer foxes.
Oh, no.
Hi.
Trying to
Hi,
recover
beloved.
the fires.
Um,
From the fires, but now I'm scared.
They just had
it's
their
been a
home
bit
destroyed.
since the orchard was like attacked and razed.
Yeah, but
I know.
they still don't have a home anymore, so Beloved's like trying to house them.
Yeah, Beloved's looking for them, I think. Like, the shot is Beloved looking for them so they can relocate them to a safer area, probably.
I'm scared.
And I assume you're in the Huntress of the Wicked.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really want it to be God's voice trembling again, but like it's not the time. Like no, they need to be relegated to a specific thing. I'm really starting to like their characters.
They're a bitch. You don't like them. I am very scared.
Oh, I know what it is.
Oh no!
I don't like the sound of that.
I don't either. I'm like wrapped
Oh,
in my
man.
I
blanket.
don't like you're excited. Oh, I figured it out.
I don't know if they would have these at this point in time.
I am scared.
It might be like too early for that technology.
Well, do they have an early version of it?
They might have an early version that I'm literally rocking back and forth. I don't like
Oh no. Yeah, my
Um,
body is shaking already.
Don't worry. Like
this. No, you can't say that.
It's
you
okay.
know my flight, my response just boosts whatever you say. Don't worry about it.
there is a gyroscope in the sky.
Mm.
Like a UFO, it's like it's making this weird whirring sound as these rotating rings like turn across it in different angles and different speeds, and there's like a pulsing light inside of it. And as it is flying overhead, it starts dropping these like eggs. And when each one hits the ground, they explode into like they're like flashbangs. There's this bright flash of light, and then as it starts to dwindle, there is this silhouette of a person, but like made out of light and static, that's almost like glitchy and flickering. And it's just dropping all of these eggs, and each one is exploding into one of these flickering like light static silhouettes. And they all start to like sort of hobble and move across these burned like plains towards you. They think it's about time to get rid of the disciples.
I don't fucking like this.
Mm.
If anyone ever needs a break and they're getting too emotionally affected, you can just
Never.
No, I'm just getting mad.
No,
Never.
I'm getting mad.
That's what the game is meant for. Like the game is to like develop this feeling of like dignified anger.
Yeah, righteous anger, yeah. So, I'm gonna, the Huntress is going to just shoot. we go in and blast it. I am very worried.
When a laser beam passes through them, they pop.
Oh.
Okay. So we've, going forward, and, the Huntress is still moving, through, continuing to look for these sweet, sweet golden deer boxes.
as the Huntress is running across these burned fields, firing at these things, making them pop, there's a lot of them, and eventually we see one or two of them start to start climbing up the Huntress, using the Huntress's body of these interlocking, moving squares. And as they start to climb up it, they their body starts to flicker, and then they turn into this almost spark of electricity and go inside the Huntress.
I don't like that. Fuck.
We also see one of them reaching out and touching a burned tree, turning into the spark of electricity and going inside the tree, which begins to glow and melt.
Oh, fuck.
I don't like this.
I think this is probably the point in time where you stumble across the golden deer foxes.
My babies.
And a handful of these things, of these flickering light men, just hobbling towards them.
No. Oh fuck no. Get the fuck away from my baby!
Ah, shoot, I don't know if light is there. I don't think light's there.
I don't either.
What does the Huntress and Beloved do?
She's going to rush in there and try to put herself between them, the Huntress, and just start shooting in a circle, go in a circular around the golden deer foxes. So.
Oh, cool. All right. Do you want to roll?
Yeah.
Are you spending any of your righteous fury to do anything? You have 6 out of 9 at the moment.
I know. Yeah. I'm gonna wait to see what my response is. What I get.
Okay, sure thing. Roll that 1d6.
Fuck! It fell. It landed on a 6. It landed on a 6.
If it
doesn't
fell off, it
count.
doesn't count.
No, it rolled off, but it landed on a 6 on my bed. But I'll roll
You
again.
know what? I'll be nice and I'll say yes.
Thank God!
The Huntress, it's shoulder cannons, right? The Huntress has these big shoulder cannons.
Big
Okay.
shoulder cannons that look like longbows.
It just blastoises these things away.
I know, that's what I had on feeling.
Inside we get the shot of Beloved typing furiously on a screen. The screen has is all red pixels, but slowly each pixel flips over and becomes this yellow-white. And it's doing this in a spiral, and the screen is becoming more and more yellow-white, more and more yellow-white. We see Beloved furiously typing on the screen. It's you're speaking to Huntress. Huntress is speaking back, and then one of the yellow pixels flips back over red, and then the rest start to follow suit until they all are flipped over back to red, except for one tiny yellow pixel in the corner of the screen.
Are those my babies?
The final shot is the Huntress scooping up this family of deer foxes and carrying them away to a better home.
Good.
Yes, but now I am very scared.
Oh, also, you probably shoot down that gyroscope, too.
Oh, yeah, no. The Huntress is holding them, and inside the Huntress, you see Beloved's face. She's so angry because they already lost the home, so she's already having that anger that's bubbling, and with a face, she furrows her eyebrows and she presses a button, and 2 beams just shoot at that gyroscope.
It explodes in a glorious shower of sparkles.
Mm-hmm. And she just kind of gives a huff, and then just walks.
Fair.
Continues walking. She's angry in her own way but at the same time she's a compassionate person. It's a Val, but there is some anger. So
yeah.
Hence the huff.
Okay, we're beginning the final round.
Oh no!
Oh boy.
Let's do this.
Oh no!
At this point, word has started to spread through the Celestial Federation. We get shots of other planets having debates inside the Celestial Federation about what to do. We see other factions inside the Celestial Federation begin to like argue about what is right, what the church is entitled to as the main governing body of the Federation. What do people owe them? What should it be allowed to take from people? What should it not be allowed to take? Where do the boundaries lie? And you start this like debate, this argument throughout the entirety of the Celestial Federation about whether or not the Halfast Parish is right to do what it does and what needs to be reformed in the church. If the church needs reforming at all, what is the correct amount to tithe? What amount of power over the Federation should the Church of a Million Lights have? What is the correct way to organize a religion around the power of state that it has? Like, how should it respect that? In fact, and while we're getting all these shots of it, we even get shots of other planets in the Paramore solar system that aren't owned by the Celestial Federation. Seeing news. We see video clips of, like, in the anime, it's recycled video clips of the different fights. But in this, like, they have been stylized to look like news that has been, like, war recordings taken by intrepid reporters that have videotaped part of the fighting. And this is playing on bars in Eros. This is, this is becoming the topic in the solar system.
Can't wait for America to step in.
America doesn't exist anymore.
I know.
Luckily. No, that's not the word I'm looking for. Not luckily.
No, yeah, I think luckily is the word.
No, luckily is the word.
I don't think it's luckily, but it's something close to it.
It's imperialism. It's lucky. It's luckily.
It's capitalism.
Okay. Brother Light.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Do you have a name for the woman that is in the infirmary that Brother Light has been looking after?
I literally just named her.
Fantastic.
Her name is Blessings Kindheart.
Aw.
Oh no.
Blessings Kindheart.
That's such a good name. Oh no, she's probably gonna die.
What was her condition again? You mentioned having to take care of her in the infirmary. Is she still in the infirmary? Has she... Does she have the capacity to get better?
No.
Or is she like...
She knows she is dying. She is not going to make it, and it's just a matter of time. And she is afraid to be alone, which is why Brother Light promised her that he would be with her when she can feel that she is leaving. And I feel like that's probably where he is right now.
I think it's not.
Oh no.
I think there's a group of Celestial Federation soldiers and mechs that have landed on the planet and are marching towards the farming colony. And I think the danger here is whether or not you can defeat your opponent and hurry back in time to be with her in her final moments, or if it takes too long and you're held up and you miss it.
Oh,
I think is what the
no.
I think is what the challenge is going to be.
No, I am not missing it. I'm going to be there for her.
It's hard to imagine the Celestial Federation building mechs in the shape of things that aren't humans, because they so prize human relationships and the human soul, as it's a part of their religion. I was gonna say maybe there's a cool lion mech that you have to fight, but I don't think it is. I think it's just another human.
It could be a mix, a furry.
I was gonna say, because that's one of the things is that they also pride connections. So
it could be a humanoid mech that has a lion's mane and a tail and claws.
It's the Leo constellation.
yeah.
I'm looking at my inspiration folder.
How about a mech that's kind of like Hercules, where it has a lion cloak?
That sounds
Ooh,
dope.
that's good.
That sounds
That's
dope.
It's got like a
pretty
lion
good.
head as a shoulder bit.
That's dope.
That's pretty metal.
We're all just like, oh shit.
Okay, yes. It is this white, like almost opalescent mech with these gorgeous blue angel wings, and it has a head that is designed to look like a lion. At the moment it is humanoid, but I imagine it as like a little bit of a transformer, and it can fold down into like a lion mode, like a griffin mode. And at the moment it is leading one of the charges on one area of the town. This is going to be... One moment, I have names for these guys. Oh, I know who this is. This is the Perpetuity Gospel.
The what?
Sounds like a dumb name.
I was like, the what?
I need to look up the
Perpetuity
word
Gospel.
perpetuity. Perpetuity means a bond or other security with no fixed maturity date.
That is so basic of a name.
It's literally what the faith is about. It's
I
like
know, yeah, but it's at the same time so basic.
the be nice to dogs promise.
I know, that's like what it is.
The Perpetuity Gospel.
The good news that never ends.
It opens its mouth and it gives out this really cool lion roar as it begins marching towards... no, it's not marching. It's flying over the armies and like shining like a guiding star. It has a big axe in one hand.
I'd like to say that Judge is also going to help.
Okay.
That's good because I think Judge is definitely fighting in a similar area with a similar person. There's a person inside of the Perpetuity Gospel. I want us to get a quick shot of their face. They are a very short, heavy-set woman that is dressed in this white layered robe almost, that it looks... It's this very ornate, multi-layered white robe that has like these several collars that wrap around themselves so that it looks almost like a rose, like an opening rose is her collar.
Hell yes. No, I don't want to like her. What?
And she has this like strawberry pink hair that she has like shaved down to not bald but very, very short.
Pixie cut?
Short,
Almost
short.
like a
No,
buzz cut.
I was
almost.
gonna say,
buzz cut.
short buzz cut.
She's got freckles.
I think... Oh, Brother Light is having none of this right now. He is busy. He needs to be somewhere. So, I think he is inside the Guardian of Serenity, and they just barrel forward and, like, tackle it out of the sky, wrapping its chains around it, trying to grapple it to the ground.
As you're dropping towards the ground, its wings spread out, and like its various thrusters turn on, and it starts to spin, and it careens itself off into space, and it's taking you into the stratosphere. You're starting to see the curvature of the moon.
Oh
Boy.
no.
Can I see, shoot, what was her name?
The woman inside the ship?
Yeah.
I mean, the woman inside the Perpetuity Gospel, I did not give a name.
Okay. Like, what kind of capsule is she in?
She is probably inside the chest of the Perpetuity Gospel, and I just got her name. It is the Rose of Marble.
Oh, how dare you make me like her?
Sister Rose of Marble, or just Rose.
Jamie, stop simping over the enemy!
But she's hot!
The lion's mouth opens to reveal a small cannon inside, and it just, like, starts blasting you, the Guardian.
Gonna get real mech horny in here. Brother Light, I feel like, as they're careening up into the sky, and he's, like, the Guardian is grappling with it and, like, shooting its feathers and chains everywhere. He like, grabs one of the feathers and opens his own capsule. Like, the opalescent, like, transparent shield around him just, like, folds back into the back of it, and he uses
Do you have
one
some
of the
sort
feathers.
of spacesuit so you
They're
can
not
breathe?
in space yet.
But you're so high is the problem.
That's
You're high enough to
fine.
see the curvature of the Earth. It's like
That's fine.
you need something.
I only need
okay.
a few seconds. He grabs one of the feathers and digs it, like, into the metal parts of her own ship and tears off the front of it and goes to grab her out of her own ship.
Oh my god!
Oh, like you pry open the chest cavity that opens up for her to go inside. Her eyes widen and she's like, Perpetuity, no, don't let her get in! And don't let him get in! And no, I think her, because the Guardian is a her. I think that would work.
The Guardian is everywhere.
Yeah, don't let them get in! And
There we go.
it, like, it has this deep, gravelly voice, almost, but I don't know if it can talk because its mouth is currently a gun. But, this is a character that's going to, I think, yeah, he gets to have a speaking line. I'm giving the Perpetuity Gospel a speaking line, I think. Let the light of the righteous never falter. Let the spear of the just never miss. And it starts to recite this war prayer as it starts to it is clawing at you as you are like prying open the chest cavity. If you would like to roll now, that is okay, or we can continue the cutscene.
I guess rolling now, because this is a pretty fight-heavy bit.
Sure.
I am making decisions right now.
But you roll.
Did you roll an extra 1d6 for my...
I did, and they were both 2s.
Oh. How... Oh, I think, yeah, real quick, how is Kilson and Judge helping?
Oh, I'd say there were more mechs, right?
Yeah, I don't think there were a lot of disciples, but I think there were a few.
I mean, still just keeping them busy would help a lot.
Yeah, I think Kilson is dealing with the lesser mechs so that Brother Light can be the one to get launched into space, apparently.
I mean, oh no, you don't have one. Sorry, I was like, don't you have a holy wrath? I was like, no. No,
Not
you don't.
yet, no.
Okay. I am very adamant about Brother Light being at Blessing's bedside. So, I am now at 1 Righteous Fury.
Oh no!
Love to see it. Delicious.
And
You know, we have a conclusion scene we have to get through, right?
it's fine! It's fine!
No, I love the fact. Notice that the person that has no failed, destroyed affairs of the heart also has no righteous fury left over.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So,
Okay.
Brother Light, as you're about to shoot me with a cannon, right?
It's been shooting you with a cannon.
Yeah.
Like, it's a rapid percussive, like, boom, boom.
Yeah, I think the Guardian has just been, like, deflecting all of the fires and, like, wrapping its chains and tightening, trying to make sure that it can't fight back against her as Brother Light is tearing open this mech with his bare hands and using, like, one of the feathers as a blade to tear it open. And he grabs Rose and pulls her by her dumb, frilly rose collar towards him.
You don't know it's dumb.
I'm saying it's
It might
dumb
be
because
really
I'm
pretty.
mad because she's hot.
Keep in mind, he doesn't wear a shirt. Keep in mind, he
This
doesn't
is
wear a
high
shirt.
fashion. Yeah, you don't know. You don't even know what shirts are.
He pulls her towards him and he growls at her. I made a promise to be at this woman's bedside, and if I have to take you to your own grave to be there, I will do it. And he pulls her out of her own mech, and him and the Guardian and Rose all plummet back to the ground as the Guardian shoots a bunch of her feathers into, like, crisscrossing thousands of them into perpetuity, and it just explodes, sending a shockwave as they all fall back to Earth. Well, not Earth, but, you know.
The moon.
I think this scene ends with two things. We see, from the explosion, with just enough force and just enough fuel, the Perpetuity Gospel, head destroyed, chest carved open, an arm and a leg missing, but just with the force of that explosion and with just enough jet fuel. For a moment it hesitates and it wants to go back for Rose, but it doesn't. And it forces the last of its remaining power into its jets and its wings. And it escapes the atmosphere, and it just spirals off into the black void of space.
That's not very perpetuous of it.
Can we continue the scene a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
I think when they land back down, he doesn't even go to, like, attack Rose, Sister Rose, or anything.
You were high enough to see the curvature of the Earth. She's dead.
Oh, for sure.
There's no way in hell she's not alive.
Because I was thinking he actually pulled them back into his own mech.
Okay, but she still got stabbed a bunch too.
No,
like, okay,
I did
she's
not stab
bleeding
her.
out.
I in no way hurt her.
Okay, all the stabbing went onto Perpetuity Gospel.
Yes.
Okay.
Brother Light is a protector of people.
Okay.
He will scare her, but unless she fights him back, he is not going to hurt her. So she's probably scared witless.
Oh, yeah.
So, I think when they land back on Gana, as the fighting is, like, being handled by Kilson, he probably sees Beloved and just tosses Sister Rose at her to take care of her. And he marches to the infirmary to be with Blessing.
Okay. Yeah.
I love that because she would do that, but I just
The final shot is Brother Light sitting at a bedside holding the hand of a woman.
Yay! I did it!
They're having a conversation. And then it smash cuts back to the front lines where Kilson has been just valorantly defending the farming colony with their recently repaired disciple. And suddenly, their comms open up real quick. And they hear a voice. And it's trembling, and they go, "Didn't I say next time I saw you would be the last?" And Judge turns, and walking across the walking across. No, not walking. They're definitely flying.
'Cause they're
Walking
a
across.
bitch.
Yeah, flying across the battlefield is the Morning Glory. It's holding a lance that it kind of cocks back, and it folds out into a sniper rifle, which it then levies at Kilson.
All right. Kilson and Judge are going to prepare to do a dodge, and with Judge, that could very well mean just, like, breaking apart so the projectile goes through them.
That's pretty cool. I think we get a shot of that. I think the Morning Glory fires off its sniper rifle lance at the Judge a couple of times, but I think the Judge is really hard to shoot, just based on the nature of what it is.
She's just like poofing into strips of metal as it goes through.
Like confetti, almost.
Yeah.
This is the part where we introduce the Affair of the Heart that is endangered. There's a young teen here that Kilson mentored. What is their name?
Their name is Amity. I believe it's a he. We'll just go with he. Yeah, he was, a little small and shy, but Kilson mentored Amity to be more confident in himself.
Oh.
These shots are missing Judge, but we see one just, like, explode, sending a group of foot soldiers back. And one of the foot soldiers that was in that group that was not blown back, but is now left alone on the front line, is Amity. Amity has signed up to help on the front line.
No!
Of course he would, and I'm very proud of him for that.
He's got so much confidence now that he needs to put somewhere.
Alright. Yeah, Kilson changes their approach. They're not gonna keep dodging, because that's just gonna put more people in danger. One particular in danger.
It'd be a real shame if that were to happen, yeah.
So, Judge stands their ground and readies their staff in front of them to start firing back.
The Morning Glory does the thing it's done before, of where it uses one of its like glowing wings to block these shots. And the sniper rifle, like, collapses into itself and back into this lance, which it then takes a jousting position and fires itself at you, careening across the battlefield.
Yeah, let's do this. Judge leaps forward, too, with their staff, and the sapphire eye at the head of it is, like, it's building up energy in the eye so that the moment they collide, it's gonna release it.
Ooh. I don't want to add any more to this. That sounds like a great part to start to roll. No one is helping, I believe.
Can I roll help. Good for once, please?
Do you want to burn some of your Righteous Fury for extra dice?
I was gonna say, don't you have a Holy Wrath? You have several Holy Wrath.
I really want to save most of...
You have two,
Can I make the decision after I roll?
Yes.
Okay.
You did that for me.
I want to say yes in my heart of hearts. I don't know if that is against the rules or not.
Where does it say Holy Wrath?
Holy Wrath is just a success. It's the same as spending a luck or whatever else in any other game.
Yeah, sure.
So after I roll? I just want to have a good roll for once.
I know.
I just want to see if I can roll good.
Yeah, it doesn't say if you have to do it before or after. It just says you get an automatic win.
Come on, please. At least a 4 would be nice. Maybe a 5. You don't have to be a 6. A 4!
Excellent.
I'll take it. I'm spending 2 Righteous Fury. So sad. My 6 out of 9, 69 is gone.
No! It was too beautiful.
Nice. So this is gonna be freaking awesome.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. We are all on that Mick anime bullshit right now.
Yes. So you two collide, and the sapphire head just explodes outwards.
Freaking nuke.
There is this huge, perfectly blue circular explosion on the battlefield that almost everyone kind of stops to look at and stare. And as it starts to clear, they see the one who judges with mercy floating overhead with their glowing staff. And what state is the morning glory and God's voice trembling in?
It's not good, and if it's still moving, Kilson's gonna stop that.
Oh.
Okay.
I like them to still
It's-
Only one
it's
of them
this-
is leaving alive.
Yeah. It is this crumpled wreck. One of the horns is snapped off. The wings are like twisted and useless. One arm has been severed. The other arm is bent pretty badly. Both legs are gone. As the one who judges floats overhead, we see the remaining arm on the morning glory like kind of reach up. We get this camera shot of inside God's voice trembling is bleeding, staring at their monitor. All they can see is, like, from their perspective, their hand reaching up towards the one who judges with mercy. The staff glints with a blue light. The screen goes entirely blue, and then the screen for the audience goes black as the scene ends. Well, they died.
That's what
Finally,
Judge does.
good.
Good. They were
Coulson.
big.
I'm glad I could come up with more and more ridiculously anime weapons every time they arrived, though, as it just escalated. Okay. Beloved.
Yeah.
And your final affair of the heart is an elderly man who took you in after your parents died.
Yes.
I imagine he's helping with the war, but I don't think he's helping on the front line, obviously. I think he's almost in like a radio tower position
Yeah.
where he's helping transfer information and yeah, he's helping transfer information and like coordinate stuff like that. He's keeping track of the battlefield. We get a shot of these smaller mechs. They are almost like power armor. They don't look like they're not disciples. They don't look like a big mech. They're more like almost Iron Man armor almost. They're this like bone bleach white, and they have these they don't have bird heads, but it looks like they have like a bird head visor and these big white wings, and they're each holding a scythe that the blade is being superheated. It almost like these energy blade scythes almost.
Oh,
And
God.
we see a flock of these things flying with alarming speed. These things are faster than like anything has a right to be in this world. Directly towards the radio tower.
Oh.
Do you have a name for your foster parent?
I think Almatak's parents died when she was really little, so she doesn't remember them, so he was the one that gave her the name. So, I'm keeping with the star names, thanks, and the planet names. So, you can just call him Planet.
Yeah. Planet. These mechs, these small power armors, they are follower class mechs. And unlike these are much weaker than disciples. They're more akin to like they're more akin to power armor than anything. Unlike disciples, which are all like the achievement of what the Celestial Federation can build, in terms of like technology and machinery, these are not nearly as powerful or high class, but they also have different types and like subspecies. These are Carrion model follower mechs. And there is a flock of them headed towards the radio tower.
She's going to start making her way in the Huntress, but also at the same time shooting at them. Like, beams are shooting from her shoulders as she is running.
They are ridiculously fast, and they start making these incredible aerodynamic maneuvers, just like sky ballet. As they start doing these cartwheels and dives to avoid your blasts at a distance.
Damn. I'm trying to think of what else that could make her go faster. Oh! I have something.
You're in a cool Gundam. You can do whatever the
hell
you want.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say in this moment it's that she was already angry, as we saw. She already exhibited some of her anger. I think this, at the idea of losing the man who raised her, who has been her father, and knowing that these are not, like, she can't catch them, she knows she can't. And I think she would use her manuscript, The Hounds Would Strike Fear.
Oh, you have to spend your Holy Wrath to do that.
Yeah, I only have one.
Okay.
I think in that moment she would, because she's so... it's already that anger that was simmering, but the idea of these that she cannot catch, they are much faster than she is, even though she's incredibly fast. So, I'm going to use my Holy Wrath. And
this is the first time we've had a manuscript activated.
Yes.
Like a quick recap, manuscripts are like these sections of prayer from the celestial, like from the Church of a Million Lights, like strictures or scriptures, but like that have been inscribed onto their mechs. The higher class of a mech that it is, the more of their faith is like inscribed onto it, like carved into the plating.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me what this manuscript is and what it does.
So this manuscript, which I have titled "The Hounds Would Strike Fear One Has Only Experienced After Death," is that, as I've been going with this theme, if anyone has noticed, is that pieces of the Huntress, because they are plates.
Yeah, it's made out of this like sliding grid.
Yes, like that. Pieces come off and form these two metallic hounds with that are glowing, like that are like they're disjointed almost. Like it's only like the bare minimum, but they look like hounds. They do, you can tell, and they are extremely fast and like they have like their mouths are jagged, and they just run towards the target.
Expecto Patronum.
Yeah, kind of, but like sick 'em, boy.
They tear off across this burned field and this battlefield, weaving between the buildings and the people, and they dive up like at the same time, and they both their teeth just sink into two carrion mechs at like simultaneously and just crunch them, toss them to the side and explode. They land. The flock begins to spiral as they're not quite sure what to do. And in that moment of hesitation, while they're all like cartwheeling across the sky, like, oh no, what just happened? They jump up again and they grab two. They toss them into two more. The two sets like smash into each other and explode. And these two dogs just like in like this dancing leap up, just hunt down these carrion mechs and just like destroy them entirely. The glowing part of your mech, the manuscript that has been carved onto it is glowing. The light fades and it's been like burned and charred into your armor, so that is much more visible and easy to see. And then the hounds like deactivate and go back to being just like two armor plates that like hit the ground.
And I would say the last thing we see on the Levitt's account is she makes her way to the tower and she personally gets out. She makes her way up at the tower gate, and she gets out and just hugs her father, and is holding back tears. Her whole body is trembling.
Hey Mark Experience listeners, it's end credits time. I know you love hearing this part, but I like to remind you guys that you can find us on Tumblr, Instagram, and even TikTok. And if you like to buy the music, you can buy it all at markexperience.bandcamp.com. We also have a constantly growing collection of merch at redbubble.com/people/mark-experience, where you can buy posters and shirts and stickers and all that. If you want to support your favorite editor and musician, you can head over to my Ko-fi account at ko-fi.com/JamieRemy. That's spelled JAMIEREMY. Mark Experience can be located basically anywhere podcasts exist now, so you can listen wherever's easiest. See you next episode!